ask one councillor in, one councillor out. Please keep a 1.5 metre distance. Thank you. Councillors, I'll open the meeting. It is 10:05. We have one apology, that is Councillor Jacob. Could I have someone move that we accept his apology? Thank you, Councillor Walker. Seconded, Councillor Coombe. All those in favour? Thank you. I welcome you to today's special meeting, and we will move straight into the meeting. This report that you have is in confidential in accordance with section 275 of the Local Government Regulation, which permits the meeting to be closed to the public because it is part of the following: discussion of council budget and discussion of rating concession. I'd like to move that we move this into open session, and I'll move accordingly. Seconded, Councillor Walker. Thank you. I will put that to the vote. All those in favour? Against? Carried unanimously. Could I please ask if there are persons out there who wish to be allowed to come in, as long as we maintain social distance? True. Public will be at the top. Media will be here. So we'll just see. I'll just wait to see if there are any members out there, because a number were advised that this meeting would be made
Sorry,
open.
Madam Mayor, Rhonda checked and she said no one's out there. Rhonda just gave that.
Double check.
Just wait.
Rhonda's out there.
There are no persons out there. All right. Councillors, on 18th of March 2020, the Governor-General of Australia declared a human biosecurity emergency in response to the COVID-19 outbreak. This council recognises that Townsville residents and businesses are suffering significant economic distress because of measures adopted in response to the coronavirus pandemic. What we're proposing today is, as a part of our hardship relief policy that is part of our budget, that we adopt a change to that package to assist Townsville community through this period. I would now like to ask the CEO, please, to explain the report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As you said, the Governor-General declared a human biosecurity emergency, and we have seen over the last 3 to 4 weeks a consistently changing environment which is having a major impact both economically but more importantly from a health point of view on our community. The organisation, in conjunction with you, Madam Mayor, has considered the fact that it was inherent and the responsibility of this organisation to prepare as much as possible a package that would support the community during this period of time. The initial paper that's before you, Madam Mayor, speaks about the next 3-month period. That's until the end of June 2020. However, can I make it clear that it is stipulated that that will be reviewed in June, at the end of June 2020, with a view to either extending or continuing the waivers and deferments that are in this paper, again to continue to offer some type of respite to the community during this period of time. The ability to run this meeting has been cleared with the Director General of the Department of Local Government, Madam Mayor, so that it's clear to all members of the community that it is a duly organised meeting of councillors to pass this resolution. The types of hardship relief packages that we're referring to will come to a value of $2.29 million, and that is all a part of the hardship relief package that's presented in Appendix 1. It'll include rates and charges deferment, and that's the next tranche of rates and charges that fall outside of this initial 3-month period, and deferral of rates and charges for a period of 3 months from August next year, and that will continue to be reviewed as the circumstances are seen. It is a clear waiver of fees and charges, and that includes food licences, and there will be pro rata credit on already paid fees to the value of $100,000. Venue hire will be waived. Ticket sales in all our venues, refunds will be provided for any member of the community that purchase tickets to those venues. CBD parking will be free parking for the hours that are stipulated on the signs. I think it's important, Madam Mayor, that everyone recognises that we will still require community members to abide by the signage from an hour's point of view. However, there will be no fee for those periods of time. All commercial leases for properties that include community groups, childcare centres, entertainment and dining venues, retail business, swimming pools and tourism operators will be waived for the next 3 months, and as per the others, all will be reviewed in June 2020. I present this paper to the Council for resolution, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Councillors, at the moment we are living in, and I know people have used this term, uncertain times. The coronavirus pandemic has meant that we've seen, particularly in the last week, significant actions taken by the federal government in terms of trying to prevent the spread of the virus throughout our community. In doing that, it is having significant economic impact on a vast majority of our local businesses. Last week, looking at what the federal government had foreshadowed it would do, I asked the CEO and the executive to put together a list of packages that we can roll out depending on what the federal government and in turn the state government do as a way of social isolating and reducing the risk of transmission of the virus. The CEO has done that with this first stage of proposals. We don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know how badly this community will be affected. It truly is uncharted territory. But what we've also done is I've asked the staff to provide a list of projects that we could implement very quickly to restart and recharge our economy when it is safe to do so, when we get the clearance from both the state and federal governments to be able to do so. So while we are trying to provide relief for our community, we will also be lobbying behind the scenes to encourage the state and federal. We are in caretaker mode, and this is the most we can do at this point in time. Our community is crying out for guidance and for leadership, and until the end of this month, we are still duly elected officials. We have a responsibility to our community. We're not going to shrug that responsibility, and today I hope you will support these recommendations, this resolution, so that we can give the community some hope that we are able to provide them with relief as we move through this situation. I fully support this package and duly move the document, the resolution that is part of this report. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Walker. Do you wish to comment on this?
No, ma'am, just to say that I support exactly what you just said, and they do want leadership, and they want that at a local level. I think that's what council does, is to service people, and we have the ability to service in a immediate response, and we're doing that today, and I support what the team here in the council has done to support the community right across the board. All services to be looked at when it comes to servicing our people in the council.
Thank you. I just want to check whether the councillors want some clarity in the resolution. I note that the resolution talks about the due date and discount rates for payments of rates and charges. Is there an appetite for councillors if we were to change in that first line and place waste and utilities charges there to make it clearer to the public?
That's paragraph 1.
Paragraph 1, first line.
Including charges included.
I was going to seek that we change that to that the due date and discount date for payments of rates and waste and utility charges be deferred.
I'd be happy to second that, Madam Mayor.
Yeah, right.
That amendment.
All right. So I'll move the amendment, seconded by Councillor Coombe. Any comment?
Is it up there yet? Sorry.
We'll put that up.
Can you just read that? Thanks.
So on that first line, the due date on para 1, that the due date and discount date for payments of rates and waste and utility charges, because remember our water and our wastewater are part of our utilities.
Rates, waste and utility charge.
Yes, that might be more appropriate. Rates, waste and utility charges. Thank you. Okay.
Councillor Doyle.
Yes, Councillor Doyle.
Madam Mayor, I really want to stress, and I'd be grateful if both the CEO in particular could stress that this caretaker council is doing everything that it can right now, and given the circumstances that we find ourselves in, because I know that there will potentially be questions. Why haven't we done more? Or there'll be questions from people, why are we doing this? And I would love you to give me that, clarity around the fact that we are doing what we can right now.
Correct.
And that undertaking from any council moving forward, whoever sits at this table, will consider greater measures.
I would hope that whoever sits at this table after the end of March will work constructively to try and ensure that we get our community through this as best we can.
I'm happy to repeat it, Madam Mayor. As I said earlier, as the Chief Executive, I have a responsibility to ensure that the actions that we're taking are not just appropriate, but in fact legally responsible. That clarity was received out of the Department of Local Government, and I'm comfortable that the process is the appropriate process under the circumstances. It has been made more difficult by the fact that Council in fact finds itself currently in caretaker mode, which is an occurrence that all 77 councils are going through as we speak. In relation to the resolution that you're all voting on, the clarity that was required was our ability, or the councillors' ability, to vote on a resolution as opposed to a major policy decision. There is no doubt in my mind that the people seated around this table, the councillor table, and the organisation, even though it's been in caretaker mode, have been working hard to ensure that we do what we can whilst being fiscally responsible, recognising the fact that the majority of our concerns are centred around supporting the community whilst maintaining and ensuring the safety of our staff and personnel as well. So I thank the councillors for coming together during this difficult time to vote on this resolution. Hopefully that satisfies your requirement.
Well, thank you, CEO. I just think it can't be stressed enough in that sense, given the circumstances that we do all find ourselves in.
Correct. All right, so I haven't formalised the amendment, so we had a mover and seconder. All those in favour carried, so that becomes now the motion, the resolution. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in extraordinary times at the moment, so I will put the resolution to the vote. All those in favour? Against? Carried unanimously. Councillors, thank you for your time today. It's difficult at the moment, and I know it's very difficult for many of our residents out there. Yep, I will now I will close this meeting at 10:23 approximately, and I thank you for your attendance. Thank you.